And so they're like, what do I do? Do I try to make things work? Do I get into this relationship? Do I put myself in another situation where I can be hurt again? And if you believe that something good is coming in your life and that you're learning from your mistakes, and the meaning that you create is that things are happening for you and not to you, and that it's making you a stronger person and it's giving you reason to be stronger and to fight for something in your life, then you will kind of overcome it. And if it's not, then you won't. CJ says, always spot on your topics, and thanks for the great advice and telling it like it is. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Not sure what else to do other than tell it like it is, right? I guess I could be really, really nice and say sweet things that aren't true, but I don't do that. I don't do that. Sandra says, you're so awesome with common sense. Thank you so much. Well, you are welcome so much. Yeah. Maui Girl says, aloha from Maui, happily married marriage counselor here. Great advice. Hang in there. Your partner is a direct reflection of you, so honor yourself. I get it. Thanks for saying that, Maui Girl. Thank you for saying it. Lots of people that get it. So Shirley says, Matt, mine is issue number 4, where he is afraid of falling in love because of previous heartbreak. What do I do? Well, there's only so much that you can do, right? In terms of getting him to start doing things. There's 2 different routes that you can go. First route that I suggest you go is making sure that you have the Forever Woman program, because that program will help you navigate through a lot of this stuff and connect with him in ways where he feels like he doesn't ever want to lose you. He doesn't want to let you go. He's afraid of losing you. And so if he feels that way, he's far more likely to decide that he wants to break through this stuff and move towards you, right? And so if he feels a strong desire towards you and he's moving towards you, and you're like, whoa, if we aren't having a real relationship here, I'm not interested. I think you're awesome, and I think you're amazing, and we have great times together, and we connect so well on so many different levels. But if you're not going to be in a committed relationship and connect with me in a vulnerable way and all these things, then how long can this really last for me? I'm not going to feel fulfilled and get all my needs met in this relationship. And so I want that from the beginning. And I'd love to have it with you. But if you decide that, you're going to let your fear about the past and what happened in your past take over and control you, then maybe we're just not right for each other. And that's okay. I think you're great and whatever. Right. And, I wish you well. And if you decide that you do want to face some of those fears and do this, you can contact me. And if I'm still single at that time, then sure, maybe we can, maybe we can talk about it some more. And so it's one of those things like that. From that standpoint, it's kind of like a power play, right? And sometimes women are like, the power thing, I just want equal power. And you do want equal power once you're in a relationship together. But before that, you want to be in a situation where you are able to get what it is that you want. And the best, most powerful position that you can be in by far is the position where you're willing to walk away, like legitimately. A lot of women are like, oh, ultimatums, they don't work. And it's only true that ultimatums don't work if you're not serious, right? If you're like, hey, either you do this or I'm walking away. And they're like, I'm secretly not going to walk away. And he calls your bluff and they're like, oh, okay, well, ultimatums don't work. And it's like, the ultimatum didn't work because you were trying to manipulate him. The ultimatum does work if you say it because you're saying it in a genuine way. And you're like, hey, this is what I want. And I value myself and I love myself. And I think highly enough of myself that I'm not willing to get into a situation that doesn't serve me. And the other thing that you can do, because some women are kind of weird about doing that kind of stuff because they're stuck on one guy and this is the only guy that they want and they don't want any other guy. And so they want to make it work with him. And, at the same time, what they're doing is they're setting themselves up for failure ultimately. But if you want to try it, which it can work sometimes, if he's kind of on the brink, right, and he sees how awesome and amazing this could be, but he's kind of on the fence about it, and he's like, I'm not really sure. What you can do is you can encourage any of that kind of behavior by framing it, right? And what you do to frame it is you talk about how attractive it is when other people do that, when your friends do that, when he does that, right? Like how much you like it, how much it makes you feel close, how much it makes you feel cared for, how much it makes you feel whatever when somebody in your life does things where they open up and they're vulnerable and all that kind of stuff. And if you ever catch him doing stuff where he's opening up and being vulnerable, you don't want to make a huge deal out of it. And you're like, woo, party, you were just open and vulnerable with me. What you do want to do, though, is just talk about it and say how attractive it is and how you like it and how you feel really close to him and all that kind of stuff from him doing that, right? And what that will do is it will start creating kind of a new association in his brain where he starts looking at it and going, oh, okay, this is something that I can do. This is something that gives me pleasure when I do it. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Maybe it's safe. It's been safe in the past around her. Maybe I can start doing it more and more and more. And if you do that and it starts stacking on top of itself, he might end up breaking through it. If he's completely against it, right, then you do need to walk away, right? But if he's not completely against it, if he's kind of on the fence about it, and you can tell he wants to do it, but he's still a little bit scared, then just framing it in a way that it's attractive and it makes you happy and it makes you feel close and that it makes you feel like he's a strong, powerful man and that, you feel like you're really taken care of and closer and, feeling really great and attracted and all those kinds of things. When he does that, then it can end up working out.